News 3 Now, live at 4.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Live at 4 on this December 1st, and it looks like December 1st.
Yes, happy December, everybody. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving weekend. The video that you see behind us, this was sent in to us by the Stanowich family as they were driving from Illinois to Wisconsin in this weekend snowstorm. You and I were both stuck on the interstate. The traffic was really bad.
I-90 was not the place to be yesterday, but we made it.
We did make it, yeah. And there's more snow on the way. We broke a record, I think, for snow on Saturday. Jacob Montesano is in the Weather Center. That's for sure, Jacob? We did break a record for single-day snowfall?
Yeah, and not just for that day specifically. That was the snowiest single day in all of November on record for Madison. So certainly seeing a lot. The total storm snowfall was over 11 inches for Madison, with some areas getting up to a foot. Now, as we take a look at the current radar, we are seeing some light snow, but the snow is just that, very, very light. There are some bands of some moderate snowfall, and we could see some minor accumulation as well. But with the amount of snowfall that's on the ground, it will be pretty hard to notice that additional accumulation, maybe on some of those sidewalks that have been cleared, but even the roads that have been cleared, a lot of the passing cars will likely cause that snow to melt pretty quickly. So again, this is not going to be a big issue, but we'll continue to see some of this light snow throughout the night. You can see further south, the heaviest is staying south and will push east, not going to move up into our area, which is certainly some good news. Looking at the winter weather bulletins, there are nothing for our area. Winter weather advisory across northern Illinois for accumulation up to around 2 inches, but I don't expect anything more than an inch, maybe a little bit more for the far southern portion of our area, but this will mostly be a half inch to a full inch, if that. I don't even expect Madison to get to that level. So this light snow will continue for the next few hours, really breaking up once we get towards the evening, and then overnight we're just going to see some cloudy skies, maybe some peaks of clear skies as we get towards Tuesday. Now, we have an alert day in the forecast, not for snow. I'll talk more about that and tell you when it will occur coming up a bit later.
Thanks, Jacob. And of course, there is a lot to clean up. The city of Madison has released a snow plowing update with where crews are at the moment. Officials say more snow on the way will disrupt evening travel. The city's streets division has 32 plows out on main salt routes to keep traffic moving. Drivers are urged to slow down, stay alert, and allow for extra time for your drives. Residential streets won't be plowed today, as the expected 1 inch falls short of the 3-inch threshold. Crews are also continuing cleanup from this weekend storm, clearing sidewalks, widening streets, and sanding those slippery areas. With the record-breaking snow and upcoming cold temperatures, being outside is less than ideal right now.
And that is especially true for individuals who have nowhere else to go. Our Jalen Banks caught up with one organization today looking to help those facing homelessness in the midst of this bitterly cold winter weather.
This past weekend, South Central Wisconsin saw its first major snowfall of the season. Now we could see temps below zero later this week. I had the chance to catch up with one local organization on what they do to help people facing homelessness during this time. This past weekend, the Midwest was blanketed with snow. Madison saw its single most snowiest November day in history, with over 9 inches falling on Saturday. Now, our First Warn weather team is forecasting some overnight lows below zero this week, which could spell trouble for those facing homelessness. I caught up with Madison Street Medicine, a local advocacy organization that helps with healthcare access and housing.
And we do outreach, which we do 4 nights a week. If we see someone who is sleeping outside, we make sure they're aware that there is an emergency shelter. If they want to go to the shelter, we can offer bus passes to get there, or we can give them a ride.
During extreme cold and snow days, MSN will pass out tents, sleeping bags, and other warm gear to help those who are sleeping outside overnight. If you or someone you know is facing homelessness, you can find resources for help on our website at channel3000.com. For now, reporting in Madison, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
Jalen, thank you. For everything weather in our area, you can download the First Warn Weather app. It has hourly planners, road conditions, and radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather.
Well, Small Business Saturday in downtown Madison especially suffered a little bit because of the wintry weather, but Stores have rescheduled for next weekend, and they're hoping that everybody will come back out and support local businesses. Luke Bacher is the state director of the National Federation of Independent Business in Wisconsin, and he says it's important to support small businesses in our communities.
It's so easy to just sit on your couch and go on Amazon, but it's such an experience to come to a place like Monroe here, New Glarus, any of the small towns, because you can see it, you can smell it, you can taste it. You can shop and get a donut, get a coffee. If you're going later in the day, you can get some cheese and some beer behind me at Baumgartner's.
Great suggestions. Businesses are hoping this coming Saturday will be Small Business Saturday 2.0. The redo.
Well, speaking of beer in Wisconsin, it's no surprise beer and brats are a big part of our state's culture. Now, the oldest brewery in America is now coming to the Badger State. Yuengling announced today that it will expand its distribution to Wisconsin starting next year. The brewer started selling its beer in Illinois earlier this year. The brewery was founded in Pottsville, Pennsylvania in 1829, and it holds the title of the nation's oldest operating brewery. In 2020, it started working with Molson Coors, allowing it to expand into the Midwest and even further west. Well, these days, about 1 in 4 Americans say a four-year college degree is worth it if you have to take out a loan. Well, this has led to more students looking at other career pathways, such as the trades, which need them now more than ever. The problem is the construction industry can't replace retiring workers fast enough. Associated Builders and Contractors estimates the construction industry needs to attract more than 400,000 new workers. As part of a pitch to attract apprentices is the pay. In Dane County, the average starting pay is about $18.50 an hour. After completing a 3 to 5 year program, it's more than $43 an hour.
Really, the sky's the limit for people coming into the construction industry. Great wages, no debt coming out of the apprenticeship program.
Tonight on News 3 Now at 10, Chris Stanford shows us how a local school is getting students ready for a career in the trades.
Well, starting on Sunday, Metro Transit is making some route and schedule changes that include the permanent closure of the South Transfer Point for the upcoming Park and Badger redevelopment project. Several routes will now start or end at new stops at Park and Hughes, just 1 block north of the old transfer point. Temporary bus shelters and benches will be in place until the permanent shelters arrive early next year. Time point updates are also coming to routes J and P. Riders should check the updated schedules and maps at mymetrobus.com and plan your trip accordingly.
Next on Live at 4, with the snow settling in, we have a list of different winter activities that can help you stay outside and keep you from being indoors.
We have to embrace winter. It's going to be here for a while. And if you want to stay inside, why not head to the movies? Our Will Loper reviews 2 movies that hit the box office this weekend, with one taking home an elephant-sized first weekend in sales.
And with next year's election coming closer, legislators and regulators in Madison are making sure every ballot is counted.
Plus, we'll take a deeper dive into the first warn forecast, where snow is still falling, along with how much those areas can expect. Jacob will have the updated numbers coming up right after this.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
The Thanksgiving holiday weekend has a record breaker at the movies.
A Disney sequel hopped to the top of the box office over the weekend. Film critic Will Loper has more on Zootopia 2 and another new movie in theaters now, Eternity.
Hey, Susan and Brady. Zootopia 2 made a massive $156 million over the 5-day weekend, making it the second highest Thanksgiving weekend ever behind Moana 2. But should you head to theaters to see it?
Bunny, Fox, this is a make or break assignment. Fail and I will split you up.
No snake has set foot in Zootopia in forever.
Hops and Wild?
Wild and Hops. The dream team. Sorry, Paul.
Jennifer Goodwin and Jason Bateman return as Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde, investigating another mystery and meeting new characters, like Gary DeSnake, voiced by Ke Huy Quan.
If whatever you're tangled up in has to do with snakes, it's dangerous.
I want the fox and rabbit gone.
Come on.
Much like the first Zootopia, this is a fully realized world with plenty of fun and funny moments for kids to enjoy, while also containing deeper themes of acceptance for those who are different from us.
Snakes aren't the bad guys. This is our chance to set things right.
Zootopia 2 is well worth seeing in theaters now. Also new in theaters, opening in 6th, is the film Eternity.
Who are you?
I'm Anna. I'm your afterlife coordinator.
That's not a job.
Elizabeth Olsen plays recently deceased Joan, who reaches the afterlife and must decide who to spend eternity with. Her husband she spent a life with, played by Miles Teller, or her first husband who's been waiting for her, played by Callum Turner.
You waited 67 years.
When eternity's on the line, seems like nothing.
It's a good opener.
You're a lurker, pal. You're waiting beyond to spoil a half a century of marriage.
The film explores what it means to love, with moments both comedic and deeply emotional, making Eternity a must-see in theaters or at home.
Knowing you're happy makes me happy.
For Live at 4, I'm Will Loper.
That Eternity looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Two good choices.
Yeah. Something, to keep the movies in mind. The First Warm Weather team is that snow prediction certainly came true over the weekend, Jacob.
Yeah, and it's going to be a good time to, stay inside and watch some movies with these temperatures that we're going to see later in the week. But as you look at the 3 things you need to know, some light snow is expected again once we get towards Tuesday night. Thursday is especially going to be the cold day, but going forward, temperatures are going to stay below normal. Now, as we look at the current radar, still seeing some very, very light snow. Very minor accumulation is expected from this. And as we take a look at future track, this will clear up pretty quickly. By the time we get to around 9 p.m., most of our areas should be dry, and then we are expected to see dry conditions, at least to start the day tomorrow. Some very light flurries may move back into the area, even lighter than what we're seeing right now, but for the most part, not going to see much tomorrow. Tuesday night, we could see another round of some snowfall. This time, the best chance of snow will be for Madison and areas a little bit off to the north, but still, that chance of snow looks very broken up. And then once we get to Wednesday morning, it'll almost be completely clear with maybe some lingering snow Wednesday. But then by Wednesday afternoon, the cold air will really set in. And that's where our alert day is for. We're going to expect wind chills possibly as low as -20 at points. This is for all of southern Wisconsin for Wednesday night and Thursday morning. So let's look at the wind chill forecast. Right now they're in the teens, so it's certainly been cold today, and it's going to be very cold overnight again, with wind chills dropping back into the single digits, and they're going to remain potentially in the single digits all day tomorrow. And then as we get towards Wednesday, we'll see the wind chills improve a little bit. But as we get towards the evening Wednesday, that's when they're really going to start to fall. Wind chills will be below 0 by around 7 to 8 p.m. And then they're going to continue to fall from there. We could see those wind chills between -10 and -20 throughout the night. And for Thursday morning, it is going to be borderline dangerously cold. And that is why we have the alert day in the forecast. Now, beyond that, we are going to continue to see some cold temperatures, but they're not going to be quite as cold. Notice the high for the actual high for Thursday only forecast at 13 degrees, and then we're going to see highs in the 20s for the weekend and next week. But here's the normal high. You don't often see every single day on the 10-day forecast completely below or completely above that normal, but that is where we're going to be at over the next 10 days. And obviously, with the temperatures remaining below freezing, the snow that we've seen fall is not going anywhere. So the next 10 days will feature on and off light snowfall. No big snows are expected, but we are going to remain cold. Even the warmest days will only feature high temperatures right around 30, which is still below normal, with overnight lows in the single digits several nights and the wind chills below 0. And as I mentioned for Thursday morning, possibly in the negative teens.
Ouch, yeah. Sometimes it's hard to get out and enjoy that snow when it's that cold, but December is here. Well, coming up on Live at 4, gas prices around the country are dropping to their lowest levels in years. We'll show you the least and most expensive and what we can expect for our area.
And Thanksgiving has come and gone, and now many of you are Christmas shopping. We'll show you how you can add a little bit of kindness to your list to help individuals living with HIV and AIDS in our community.
Let's take a look at stocks as we start a new month and a new work week. Rough day on Wall Street today, red across the board. The Dow closed down 427 points. The Nasdaq dropped 89 and the S&P 500 lost 36.
Well, some people want big ticket Christmas gifts and others in need, they just want a little bit of kindness. Today is World AIDS Day, and there's a giving tree that aims to make the holidays a little easier for individuals in our community living with HIV and AIDS. You know those trees, you take a tag and fulfill someone's wish. We're showing you how you can help and some of the people responsible for this tradition of hope. Just past the bar, beyond the beers, and through the tables of friends and chosen family, you'll find an angel.
And so we decided to go with the Bratz doll.
She may not be what you pictured, but you'll find her in this tree, watching over this year's holiday gift drive at the Shamrock Bar and Grill in Madison.
It's really important for community, especially the queer community here in Madison.
It's not your average tree either. With a lot of love and a little Christmas magic.
How do I go about that? Do I just like...
It brings light to people who need it the most.
People that live with HIV/AIDS, it's expensive.
Each tag on this tree is a gift request from someone in the community who's in need, living with HIV and AIDS. There are more than 600 requests this year.
We have double the number of tags.
In many cases, individuals, families, even children aren't asking for much.
Socks, sweatshirts, underwear. People ask for food from Walmart.
They're not expensive gifts, but to the people who get them, they're priceless.
It's being seen. It's being acknowledged that you exist. And here's something to show appreciation.
The gift drive is named after Felicia Melton Smith, who spearheaded this giving tree many years ago to help clients of Vivint Health, formerly AIDS Network Wisconsin.
I'll never forget Felicia, and I think it's important that no one does.
Someone murdered Melton Smith in 2009. After that, a man named Dana Crumpton Lee took over the tree until his death in 2019. Since then, a nonprofit group called the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence has overseen the project.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Under the outfits,
Obviously, we're a little bit strange.
there's a whole lot of heart.
Everybody deserves joy.
Dana love minions.
And there's one more person worth mentioning. Remember that Bratz doll from earlier? It's a tribute to Danielle Avalon.
She herself actually would post this on her Facebook as her doll persona.
She worked here at the Shamrock and was a key part in this giving tree's success for many years. Sadly, she also died in 2019.
Danielle was a force of nature. She was a pillar of the community.
The holidays can be tough, and that's why these tables of friends and chosen family get together every year for a few beers and to bring Christmas to others who may feel forgotten.
It takes more than a village to support a community.
It may not look like what you pictured, but there are angels in the tree, in the community, and in our hearts. All of them are watching over us.
Each year we get a chance to kind of bring back their memories and really honor them as who they were.
Just forget the world.
And according to the staff at the Shamrock, all of those tags are now spoken for. That's an amazing accomplishment, isn't it? And you can still help, though, by donating to the Mad City Sisters. That money will further help this mission. You can scan that QR code that's on your screen with your smartphone. That's how you can Venmo them some money, or you can message them on their Facebook page.
Well, the White House has confirmed that President Trump is meeting today with cabinet officials at the White House to talk about his next steps with Venezuela. The Republican-led House and Senate Armed Services Committees have announced they are looking into a U.S. strike on an alleged drug boat near Venezuela back in September. The Washington Post reported Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth gave a verbal order to kill everyone on board and then ordered a second strike when 2 survived. Hegseth has denied he ever gave any such order. President Trump says he believes him. The president confirmed he has spoken with Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, but did not say what was discussed.
Many Americans are paying less to fill up the tank. The national average for a gallon of gas was $2.99 as of this past weekend, according to Gas Buddy's online tracker. That's the lowest the average has been in 4 years. Officials at Gas Buddy say all 50 states saw a drop over the past weekend, which they say that's pretty rare. Here in Madison, the average price is about $3.30 per gallon, but will likely be closer to $3 during the middle of the week. The cheapest in the nation, a Shell station in Denver, Colorado that is advertising its prices at, get this, $1.83 per gallon. The most expensive prices are in California. That average is about $4.68 per gallon.
Well, getting a smartphone at a younger age is such a dilemma for parents. When do you get your kids their first phone? The younger you do it, it puts your children at a higher risk of health complications. That is the finding of the latest study on this, published in the journal Pediatrics, which was just released today. It looked at more than 10,000 12-year-olds. The study indicates that kids who get phones at a young age are more likely to face obesity, depression, and insufficient sleep. Many experts suggest that parents hold off on giving their kids a phone until they're a little older.
Oh, always the big challenge
Easier
nowadays.
said than done, yeah.
Well, coming up on Live at 4 tomorrow is Giving Tuesday, a great way to give back to your community and learn about the area charities. But with that generosity, scammers are coming out of the woodwork. We have some advice on how to protect your donations.
And then a new invention could be making police chases a lot safer. We're going to talk with Monona Police about how a grappler is being considered in our area.
And then Jacob is back with another check of the first warn forecast with dangerous below zero wind chills on tap for the week.
Three now, live at 4, moving forward.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Live at 4. All that snow coming down, I would say it's really pretty, but you want to be careful out there.
Absolutely, because now it's bitterly cold. It's very slippery. Let's take a look outside today. But you're right, if you didn't have to drive, it sure is pretty. Isn't that a beautiful Wisconsin picture? I'd like to blow that one up.
I was going to say, quick, get out your phones, take a photo, and you have your Christmas card on us.
That is just a lovely shot. The weather words, staying winter-like. And Jacob, does that mean snow and cold?
Well, just a little bit of snow going forward, but obviously with these cold temperatures, the snow is not going to melt anytime soon. It'll melt a little bit gradually, but it's going to stay mostly on the ground going forward. Now, we are seeing some snowfall right now, very light snow across our area, some heavier bands just to the east, but even those heavier bands, I should put that in quotations, they are still pretty light. And total accumulation from this is likely going to be at most 1 inch versus the almost 10 to 12 inches that we saw for pretty much everybody over the weekend. And this is going to clear up once we get to around 6 to 8 p.m., maybe some lingering flurries for counties to the east after that. But we should be pretty dry once we get to Tuesday morning, but we are certainly going to be cold. We'll see low temperatures dropping into the lower teens, wind chills in the single digits, maybe even some below zero wind chills later tonight. And looking at tomorrow, we're going to continue to see a good amount of cloud cover, very light chance of some light snow, even lighter than today. And those high temperatures only getting up to the lower 20s, and the average for this time of year, upper 30s. And the 20s that we're seeing tomorrow, and that's basically what we saw today, that's going to kind of be the norm going forward. In fact, we actually have an alert day, specifically Thursday morning, for very cold temperatures. I'll talk more about that and show you a few more chances of snow coming up a little bit later.
December 1st. And today, Governor Evers proclaimed today, December 1st, as Snowplow Driver Appreciation Day to honor the men and women who brave this weather every year to keep our roads across Wisconsin safe. WisDOT and the Wisconsin County Highway Association remind all of us Slow down. It takes us a little while to get our winter driving skills back. Give snowplows plenty of space and follow safe winter driving tips. You can share your thanks for these winter heroes on social media with the hashtag Thank a Plow Driver.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. And with that fresh layer of snow on the ground, many area skating rinks and ski hills are opening. Nearby Tyrrell Basin in Mount Horeb is open for its early season hours. It's closed on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but open on Tuesday along with Friday through Sunday. You can find its hours on its website. Cascade Mountain opened this weekend with nearly a foot of snow. And Devil's Head had its first weekend earlier last month. It's open now with, yeah, you guessed it, plenty of fresh snow.
Now, snowmobile trails in Dane County are in the final stages of preparation for the winter season. The county has about 500 miles of trails, with roughly 3/4 crossing private property. Clubs are working to resolve issues with landowners with standing crops and, of course, the gun deer hunt to get the snowmobile trails fully open. But for the latest updates, you can call the Dane County Trail Hotline. We have this on Channel 3000. The number is 608-242-4576.
And you can track the forecast for yourself on the First Warn Weather app. It has hourly planners, road conditions, and radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather.
The city of Madison will update the way it prints poll books for elections.
Today, the Wisconsin Elections Commission voted to allow the city to print the books closer to Election Day. This after nearly 200 absentee ballots went uncounted last November.
Our Ellie La Liberté breaks down what led us here. Ellie?
Well, Susan and Brady, in July, a Wisconsin Elections Commission investigated that, quote, there was a confluence of errors that led to these 193 absentee ballots going uncounted in the 2024 presidential election. Now, one of those errors included printing poll books 3 weeks before Election Day. That meant early printing of the books didn't show the most current information, including who returned their absentee ballots. In August, the commission issued an order to update several administrative and procedural rules after the fallout of those missing ballots. But the new clerk, Lydia McComas, asked the commission to change one of those rules to allow her to print books closer to Election Day. The commission passed that amendment unanimously.
I did think this was the sort of information we were hoping Madison would be able to give us as they worked through their compliance with our order. And printing the poll books later is certainly better.
Now, in a letter to the commission, McComas says the city is using a new printing vendor, writing, quote, even though this printing schedule might result in a more accurate poll book, the plan technically differs from the language in the order. Now, a spokesperson from the city tells me the update will reflect the logistical details.
All right, Ellie, thank you. The Janesville Fire and Police Departments are holding child safety seat inspections. It's coming up next Thursday, December 11th. It will be at the fire station Fire Station 1, from 8 to noon. Certified technicians will be on hand to check and correct improperly installed car seats. Each inspection takes about 30 minutes and it's free of charge, though donations are welcome to support the program. Appointments are recommended and can be scheduled by calling the Janesville Fire Department.
Monona City Police are seeking approval tonight on a grappler device to help assist in police pursuits.
The City Council meeting at 7 will decide if the department can join what is a growing intercepting tool to help determine and navigate dangerous chases. Nash Dara joins us in the studio with more. Nash?
Yeah, Susan and Brady, the implementation of this grappler system could become a new standard when it comes to police pursuits. Pit maneuvers, prolonged chases, and other dangerous tactics can put police officers and civilians in harm's way. Pending the majority council approval, the full device cost ranges from $5,000 to $6,000. That money would either come from the department's asset forfeiture funds or its equipment budget.
It's got a very good return on investment. You know, $6,000 may seem like an awful lot, but really if that can avoid injury to the officer, innocent bystanders, or the suspect themselves, then it's worth every penny. I think that Monona would be wise in buying these and installing them. I trust that the leadership and the officers of the Monona Police Department will use them ethically.
The metal device with 2 prongs is mounted onto the bumper of a police truck. The webbing in between is made up of a high-intensity nylon material. When police then get close enough to the suspect, they trap the device underneath the rear tire, which tangles the wheels and stops the car. If approved, officers will need to be trained with the using of the device before it is enforced in real-world scenarios. That authorized training will be drawn from the department's training budget.
Very interesting. We'll continue to follow it like a Spider-Man type device that looks like. Thank you, Nash. Tomorrow is Giving Tuesday, and the Department of Ag, Trade, and Consumer Protection is warning all of us to protect charitable donations.
Our consumer reporter, Michelle Renee Quinn, brings you that warning.
During the holidays, donors are more vulnerable to charity scams, especially when there's an emotional appeal or urgent request. It's vital to do your research before donating and use a trustworthy resource to verify it's genuinely serving others. DATCAP also warns that pressure tactics are a red flag.
Scammers are going to use high pressure in order to get consumers to provide those donations, provide them quickly in the moment during that phone call, saying now's the time to donate. What we're watching for is scammers who will send emails, text messages, social media posts, trying to redirect consumers by clicking a link to a fake website.
A consumer never has to donate in the moment, and if a charity is asking for wire transfer, prepaid gift cards, or cryptocurrency, that needs to be a red flag too. Give.org or charitynavigator.org can help you learn more about a charity. For donor resources and Wisconsin's charity registration database, visit dfi.wi.org.
Thank you, Michelle Renee, and don't forget you can join her every Saturday at 8 and Sundays starting at 6:30 for weekend mornings.
Next on Live at 4, we have another look at the first warn forecast and the alert day that's on the way.
And then a major rivalry game for the top spot in the NFC North is on tap for this weekend. Jason Wilde breaks down what the game between the Packers and the Bears will look like.
Then the man accused of killing a healthcare CEO is in court. We learn what they will and won't admit as evidence, plus what lies ahead.
Well, we're giving the weather satellite a spin today. We didn't have to go very far. What a pretty shot that is. This is Devil's Head in Merrimack. And if you ski here this season, you want to listen for the phantom booming sounds in the winter. Now, the locals might joke it's the sound of the devil knocking, but it's more likely due to the ice quakes. Now, that's not very reassuring, the ice quakes, is it?
I'll stay in the chalet, maybe.
When I was driving by, I saw all the resorts making snow. That's one benefit of being so cold like this.
Good day for them.
Yep.
Well, another week and another injury for the Pack.
Our senior Packers writer Jason Wilde tells us about who can save the roster for this upcoming game against the Bears.
Packers head coach Matt LaFleur confirming today what the team had feared on Thanksgiving. Devontae Wyatt, their interior defensive lineman and one of their leaders up front, is done for the season with the ankle injury he suffered in the Thanksgiving Day win over the Detroit Lions at Ford Field. Timing could not be worse either, as the Chicago Bears come here to Lambeau Field for a showdown that will feature a very robust running game.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt his production has been a lot better. I think he's played more than in years past. I don't know what the percentage of play time is, but he certainly has gotten more opportunities. And then when he was in there, he was being very disruptive, both in the run game and in the pass game. And, I think how I feel about that position is it typically takes a little bit of time, and, it can take a couple years before guys really hit their stride. And I think what's unfortunate is he's definitely playing the best ball of his career.
How good is the Bears' running game? They're coming off a 281-yard performance in Friday's win over the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. We'll have that story and everything else Packers on our website, channel3000.com. And while you're there, make sure you sign up for the Packers newsletter, which delivers that coverage directly to your inbox every single day. At snowy Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Jason Wilde, channel3000.com.
Sure is pretty. It looks cold at Lambeau. And speaking of alert day cold, maybe right around the corner. We're going right into January, Jacob.
Yeah, once we get to Thursday, the high temperature is going to be easily below the high that we see in the average high that we see in January, and it's still the beginning of December where we're not quite at the coldest part of the year, but Thursday is going to be very, very cold, and in general, we're going to stay below normal temperature-wise going forward. Now, before I talk about that, let me continue talking about the light snow we're seeing right now. We also will see another chance of snow in the next couple of days, but the snow right now and really any chance of snow that is in the 10-day forecast will be similar to this. Pretty light, not expected to produce a lot of accumulation. This snow specifically looks like it's going to clear out over the next couple of hours. Then once we get towards around 9 p.m., it should be dry, with dry conditions expected once we get into the morning hours for Tuesday. Maybe some very light flurries passing through for Tuesday, but otherwise staying pretty dry. Then as we get towards Tuesday night and Wednesday, we will see a few more light snow showers move through the area. But this round of snow will be even less likely than the round of snow we're seeing right now. So again, not a lot of snow going forward, but because we've seen a lot of snow, obviously, and it's cold, we are not going to see the snow on the ground melt anytime soon. And as we take a look at our alert day, it is for wind chills possibly down to -20 for Wednesday night into Thursday morning. So Thursday morning, especially, we could see that dangerously cold air. So just be aware of that if you have anywhere to go and you're walking there. Now, as we take a look at the wind chill forecast, we're going to see them drop into the single digits for tomorrow morning, staying basically in the lower teens to single digits throughout the day. Wednesday to start the day will be okay. Certainly, I don't want to say pretty good because it's still going to be very cold, but later in the day, Wednesday, that's when the temperatures are really going to plummet, and we're going to have below zero wind chills as early as this time Wednesday, and then it's only going to get colder overnight into Thursday morning, where we could see those wind chills as cold as -20. So bitterly cold air is expected, and although it will get a little bit better, it's going to remain below normal. And looking at the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, we're still in that below normal temperature range. Maybe some improvements once we get a little bit later into December temperature-wise, but right now, no end in sight to the below normal temperatures. I mentioned earlier the average high this time of year is supposed to be in the upper 30s, and the warmest days over the next 10 days will feature highs in the lower 30s. So it is going to be very winter-like. Wind chills pretty much every morning will be in the single digits, if not below zero. Thursday especially will be very, very cold. The actual temperature likely going to drop below zero, but those wind chills, they're going to be brutal to start the day Thursday.
Thank you, Jacob. A big week in court for the man accused of killing the CEO of United Healthcare last year.
Luigi Mangione was in a New York court today for a hearing about what evidence will be presented during his upcoming trial. Jared Hill has the details.
In a Manhattan courtroom, Luigi Mangione, wearing a suit and no shackles, looked on as his lawyers fought to block pieces of evidence from the 27-year-old's murder trial. That includes this surveillance video that captured the shooting of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson and the contents of Mangione's backpack, seized several days later when he was arrested at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. The defense claims the bag was searched without a warrant and he was not read his Miranda rights before police interrogated him. Inside the backpack, a notebook with handwritten pages that allegedly express disdain for the healthcare system. The prosecution claims one note says, quote, "I finally feel confident about what I will do. The details are coming together." Mangione has pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder. His supporters wore green in the courtroom, some who were angry at the health insurance industry. The hearing is expected to last another few days. No trial date has been set. If convicted, Mangione could be sentenced to life in prison. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
Now, next month, Mangione will be in court for a hearing in his federal trial, and that is one where he could face the death penalty if convicted.
When we come back, we have a final check of the forecast. Then we head to London, where a group of penguins is celebrating the start to the month with an advent calendar.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
We're so freezing cold today. This will make you feel warmer. A floating Christmas tree was installed at the Botafogo Beach in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil yesterday. This marked the opening of the first edition of Natal de Rio, or Christmas in Rio. The structure is over 26 stories high. It's beautiful. It's illuminated by more than 2 million LEDs. The tree lighting was accompanied by a fireworks show and a musical performance. More than 650,000 people are expected to visit the tree throughout the holiday season, according to the organizers. Let's go, Brady.
Let's go. But if you like the winter weather, like these penguins here, well, the London Zoo is counting down the days until Christmas. These Humboldt penguins were seen checking out an advent calendar filled with their favorite treat of small fish instead of chocolate. The calendar is part of the zoo's Magic at Christmas festivities. Humboldt penguins are notoriously clumsy on land. In the water, they're much more graceful, swimming at speeds of up to 30 miles an hour. Originally from Chile and Peru, Humboldt penguins are facing dwindling numbers in the wild. These furry guys are currently considered a threatened species.
Oh, but how do you convince them to only just do one door at a time?
Yeah,
That's the trick.
I mean, we all need patience when it comes to that. I could be patient with the fish, but maybe chocolate and wine,
or
not
coffee.
so much.
Yeah, now you're talking.
I've
They
seen an advent calendar with beer too.
Oh, have you? Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's a good
Very
one for
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Yeah. Anything to warm you up. It's, It's going to be cold, and it feels like right on cue. Remember at the end of November, it was 60 degrees.
Like a switch.
That's long gone now.
Yeah, and we're not going to see it warm up at least to near or above normal levels going forward. Now the temperatures will fluctuate a little bit, with the coldest day being Thursday, and really Wednesday might be the warmest, and it's still not going to be really warm at all. So very cold going forward. Just a few small chances of snow, but that snow that's on the ground is not expected to go anywhere with these cold temperatures.
All right, Jacob, thank you. We'll be right back.
Tomorrow on Live at 4, we're talking with Dr. Jeff Potoff about the World Health Organization now recommending GLP-1 drugs for weight loss. And later on News 3 Now at 5, Jalen Banks shows us how the most vulnerable of our population is staying warm out of the deadly cold temperatures this week. Thanks for watching Live at 4 today. We hope to see you back here tomorrow. And you can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.